What's up, and welcome back to the Rig Podcast, episode number 30. You guys have allowed us, me, all three of us, to do 30 episodes, and that is crazy to me. Absolutely crazy. And that does not include the bonus episodes we did over the summer. So we're probably closer to like 45, but as far as actual Rig Podcast episodes, we are on 30. Did you know that I'm your host, Trevor Tiny Richards? Did you know that this is Caitlin Rodriguez? And did you know that this is Gavin Schott? Oh, and did you know that this is home to your first place completely shit on by the league 12-0 Vernal Oilers? We'll get to that in a second, because the lead story, once again this weekend, and it will be every weekend, every time it happens, is that Seattle has lost once again. Hooray! I'm going to start off by saying that no matter what happens, again, during the week, it doesn't matter. We sweep Fresno, Seattle loses. We're talking about Seattle losing again because the hatred that I have for Seattle is almost as much as the love I have for our Vernal Oilers.
Yeah, I'm glad they lost. Like, good.
Yeah.
Makes a great thing.
A Lake Tahoe team that is not good. Like, I think that was Lake Tahoe's first win. I'll go look. Gavin, give us your thoughts while I pull this up.
Well, I'll mention it here in a bit, but in the USPHL and any league above the USPHL, anybody can beat anybody. Right now, obviously, Seattle, not that hot of a team. And, you know, when I looked, it was 7-3 Lake Tahoe, and I was like, holy crap. They got this game in the bag. But the final score was 8-7 Lake Tahoe.
Yeah.
And, you know, if I had to assume Seattle, they're probably going to start changing some things around. And they may have a little bit of team bonding, air quotes. When I say that, they're probably going to be doing a lot of skating for the Bremerton and Lake Tahoe games that they should not have lost statistically, but they did end up losing. So right now, not looking very good for the guys in green in Emerald City.
So Lake Tahoe did win 3 games before. They won their first 3 games, but they were playing Rogue Valley.
Oh, that's easy.
So take that for what it is.
Good job, guys.
These are their losses: 12-0 to Fresno, 11-4 to Fresno, 9-0 to Fresno, 11-2 Ontario, 10-1 Ontario, 6-0 Ontario. They lost 5-4 to Seattle on Friday, 3-2 to Seattle on Saturday, and then eventually won against Seattle 8-7 on Sunday. But like Gavin said, it was 8-3 at one point. I walked into the office after our game and saw that final score and thought that Seattle had come back and almost cried. That's how upset I was by that fact. But Seattle losing 2 games, beyond our personal feelings of that god-awful team, it ultimately helps the Oilers play with, a little, when we mentioned this last week, play with a little bit more freedom. We have 2 that if we do lose, we've got those 2 games. So it doesn't mean as much where last year, again, until they lost to Bellingham that one time at the very end of the season, we couldn't, or else Seattle would have jumped us, and then we're traveling to Seattle instead of them coming here for the championship. So ultimately it does help us, but that's the lead story and will be the lead story. Our secondary story, I've got this titled as "The League Hates Us, a Love Story."
Oh, boy. You should have seen the Facebook comments, the Instagram comments. Oh, this post got its ass lit on fire, however you want to say it. Oh, my God.
Now run with me for a second. Did they know, did the league, did social media, whatever, did they know that that's what would happen And so they did it to get the reactions, to get the comments, to get the attention, and for that reason only. Because what we're talking about, if you haven't seen it, you can go on our Facebook page. It's the Rig Podcast Facebook page. And Instagram had it as a story because I wasn't about to repost that shit. But the podcast page on Facebook shows it. It's a post by the USPHL with their first time top 10 rankings. I will give Fort Wayne credit for being one. They've played 16 games. They're 14-2. That's fine. That's fine. I will allow the Islanders Hockey Club, who is 12-0, to be up there. That's fine. What I will not allow, and what dropped my jaw to the floor, and that's 6'6" distance, not quite 6'6" because I got the nose and forehead. So probably 6 foot. 6 foot of distance. That's 72 inches of fallen jaw length. Caitlin's got someone breaking into her house again. Go, Ninja Caitlin, go. What I will not allow is that Henderson, who we swept, is in third place in these power rankings. Third place. One, the comments were fantastic. Caitlin led the charge from the podcast as far as the comments went. She went full on. So let's hear your thoughts, and then I'm going to go into what I've wanted to say actually quite for a long time. But Caitlin, your reaction, your initial thoughts, and how we escalated to you leading the charge of the podcast page with like 4 comments between 2 different social media sites.
Well, every time I commented one thing, I thought of something funny or else to post. So that's why I commented so many times, because I didn't want one thing to get left. But no, it's my favorite thing to read on the internet right now. The Oiler Nation, their fans, their lovers, they showed up and defended, and rightfully so. And like you said in the past, like we've been, and I think you're going to bring this up too, is we haven't been celebrated as much as champions from the league. We've kind of just been brushed off. So rightfully so, Oiler Nation showed up and defended on that comment section.
Yes. Yep. 100%. And it was from the start. Mm-hmm. From the start.
Right off the get-go.
Comments. Yeah. Comments from the start on both my post, and then it just escalated on the league's post. I mean, someone calling it bullshit. Math ain't mathin'. Go back to school. I'm not sure where your mathematical education stopped, but you should go back to school. But you are correct. Like I said, this was something that I wanted to bring up for a long time. When we won the national championship, we were celebrated for all of about 2 hours until, was it Carolina won the elite, and then they took all the rest of the credit for the rest of the day. So we had from the time we won until the elite championship, and then it was done. They have yet to acknowledge that we are the defending champs on anything. Not when we played our first game, nothing. They have yet to acknowledge that we are the champions. We have to do that in the comment section ourselves. The team has to do that in the comment section themselves. We never get any of the league advancement posts that they put all the time about the people that are advancing to college. We didn't get one. And we advanced out of our 04s that left last year. All but 4 or 5 of them advanced to higher levels of hockey between Utah State, Weber State, the U of U, Portage College, the 6 guys that are at Grand Junction, Flanagan, who went up a league in Canada. None of those people got league advancement, anything posted about them. That's what pissed me off more than anything, is throughout the entire offseason when we're celebrating our boys for getting to that next level, the league doesn't give a shit. The league could care less. It's well known to the fact that Dan Kay, who was the announcer for the national championship and some of the playoff games that we had last year, who has his own junior hockey podcast. He doesn't work for the league anymore. He liked my post because he knows what's up. Like, it makes no sense as to how hated we are and for what reason. Like, I don't get it. I don't know if it's the ego we had last year because we came in undefeated. I don't know if it's because of the Seattle games when 78% of the time we were bad because it was retaliation against something that happened because of them. So I don't know if that's made it, but someone did bring up a comment on there that it's just Utah in general and is just shit upon. Ogden, who is 0 in the loss column, they don't get any credit. The Idaho Falls Spud Kings, who are in the Mountain Division of the NCDC, who won their championship last year, hasn't been celebrated on the NCDC page. So I don't know if it's just fuck everything along the Wasatch Front all the way up and down or what. But it's so irritating. So irritating.
100%.
Well, I got a few things here. It's not just Vernal that was snubbed. If you look at the Instagram comments, you can even see 2 other teams were a little frustrated that they didn't even make the power rankings. Toledo, Cherokee, who are like top 5 in the league.
You are not from anywhere with Indian ground. It's Cherokee.
I don't care. Number 2 is...
Could you imagine the brand new 2025 Jeep Karaoke?
I said karaoke. I mean, I didn't think...
That might be even worse. The 2025 Jeep Cherokee.
All right, fine. The team from Toledo, Ohio did not get credit. The Columbus Mavericks didn't get credit, and they're 5th place. Well, I think they might be 4th. They're near Vernal. They're close to Vernal in the standings. Anyways, they commented, I think Columbus commented cool, period, and team from Ohio commented nice, period. So it's not just Vernal, but I also put in here that Toledo played against Red River this past weekend, the Spartans.
Yep.
Toledo beat them, I think, all 3 games. I only checked 2 games because USPHL website, bunch of crap. I'm not trying to wait 20 minutes to figure it out.
I will say it does look like the mobile website has gotten a little bit better. They now have pages that you can hit next on instead of having to scroll and it trying to scroll on the outside when you're trying to scroll on the inside. They now have pages. So I think I'm going to take full credit for it because I've been on the charts from the very beginning that my comments have made somewhat of a difference. But continue.
So, anyways, Toledo beat them. And if you look at the power rankings, I think Red River is like 8th. Toledo is a top 5 team in the league. Red River is 9-7-0. I believe the league just didn't want to put the top 5 teams in the league in the top 5 power ranking positions. And I find it incredibly stupid that Henderson is number 3 on that list, even though they went 0-2-1 against Vernal. And you can even see Vernal gave a little shot of their own on their story and tagged at USPHL Hockey or whatever their Instagram username is and said, in case you missed it, and it was Henderson's recap of the weekend. So I found that to be pretty funny.
Yeah, no, I don't get it. So let's read off where we're at because there's another team that got snubbed too. So Fort Wayne 14-2. Fine. That's cool. They lead the league. They're 14-2. They've got 28 points. They lead the league. Minnesota Squatch 9-0-1. Fine. I'll let you be up there. Haven't lost in regulation. The Henderson Force 8-2-2. Get the fuck out of here. Islanders Hockey Club 11-0. You belong. I'll let you belong. The Hampton Roads Whalers, 11-1 out of the Southeast Division. Fine. Cool. Whatever. Northern Cyclones, 7-0-1. Haven't lost in regulation. You deserve to be on this top 10. Number 7 is Red River, who we were just talking about, 9-7. Nope. Get out of here. Metro Jets, the team that everyone is the favorite of the league, 8-2. If you want to be 10, cool, but you're not 8. Potomac Patriots, 10-2. Fine. Again, you can be in that battle for the 10th position. Fresno Monsters, 9-0. Haven't lost in regulation, have been beating the shit out of everyone. Yes, you can be up there with us. Teams that are missing. Hawkesbury Knights, 13-3. Not on there. The Coral Springs Junior Cats, who just won the Florida Showcase, 12-4 with 24 points. Not on there. Only losses they have are in the Showcase. The Vernal Oilers, 12-0. Not to be seen. The Columbus Mavericks, 11-3, like you just mentioned, not on there. Wisconsin Rapids, 10-2, not on there. It makes no sense to me where these came from. That 2, 3, and 4 and 5 in the league standings. One of which is us, who hasn't lost a single game and just played Henderson 3 times and beat them all 3 times. Yes, one, albeit an overtime game. So what? We are still undefeated. We have 24 points out of a possible 24 points. That's what should matter. But right, Red River being on there is probably the most egregious at 9-7. Second being Henderson, who's 8-2. Again, if you want to move Henderson underneath Metro because their 2 overtime losses count for points, cool. I'm fine with that. But in no world should Henderson be 3, should Red River be 7, should Metro Jets be 8. It shouldn't be a thing. It shouldn't be a thing. So that's our thoughts on, again, the league hates us, a love story. Number 3 is my personal favorite of the podcast this week. Last week, we said that we would not be surprised, we wouldn't be hurt, we wouldn't be upset if the team went 2-1 against Henderson. Guess what? We almost did. Sorry, we almost went 2-0-1. Nope, that's a lie. We almost went 2-1 because we were down 4 goals on Sunday at one point. Yes, we are the comeback kings. We figure out a way. There's a way we come back and win. Just because we said that we would not be surprised if they went 2-1 does not mean that any of us want to go 2-1. I'm going to read this verbatim as I wrote it. Okay? Running a podcast week after week is not easy. It becomes hard to find storylines when we are continually taking belt to ass week after week. After week. To be honest, I could give 0 shits about the game this week. I don't care. It's against the Colorado team. We're going to put up at least 11 goals. I don't care. It's another win. That's what we saw last year. That's what we've seen pretty much up until this point, except for the 1 game against McCall and this 3-game series. I mean, Gavin, you called it practice is what they're going to be doing this week against another team. And even then, it's the same as it was last year. It's not a better practice because it's against a worse opponent when they could practice harder against each other here.
Yep.
So, when any of us say that they may lose a game, it's okay. It's okay. When we play teams like Henderson, like Fresno next week, with a legit shot where we might lose, it brings emotion, it brings butterflies, it feels bigger, it sucks more, and it especially sucks this year that we get that for Henderson for 3 games, Fresno, 1 game against Seattle, not here or there, 1 game against Fresno, or 1 game against Ontario, maybe Bremerton, but only for the first game. and then literally nothing till the conference championship and nationals. Out of 40 games that we will play this season, that is 12 games where there is a non-0% chance that we lose. I don't want that. I want close games. I want to feel the way I do like I watch Grand Junction, where it can go either way. Again, no, I am not hoping that we lose. I don't want to lose. I want them to go undefeated this year, but I want to get into a game emotionally like I did on Sunday with my call when Roth won it in overtime, and I was legitimately stoked. Surprised that shot went in because it was an absolute ass shot that should have been saved, so I was surprised. But I want to make calls like that all the time. I want Greg to have emotion like he did with McAfee or with McPhee when it was save after save against McCall in that game. That's fucking showbiz, baby. That's what I want. That's what I want. I want the emotion. There's no emotion in a 15-0 game. There's no emotion in an 11-1 game. That's my spiel. That's my spiel. You can hate it, you can love it, whatever, but that's my feelings.
Yeah. Like you said, it's easier to watch a game when you're so emotionally checked into it rather than being mentally checked out. So like you said, like I want close games, I want to feel those butterflies, I want to feel all those emotions, and that doesn't happen when you're 15-0 after the first, second period.
I don't find it appropriate to have the mindset of we're going to go into this game and destroy this team 15-0, and then we're going to go to the next 3 games against Fresno, and they're not even going to stand a chance, and we're going to beat them 6-0, 8-0, and then we might even beat them 1-0 because we feel bad the next day. No, because that's not how hockey works. Hockey is a sport with a lot of quick turnarounds. You saw it with McCall. You got one night, oh, we won 8-2. The next night, 4-3 in a shootout. Okay? And that's why the sport of hockey is so amazing. We don't want to, whenever we start a podcast, we don't want to open up with, you know how Trevor always says, like, and did you know this is home to your first place 12-0 Vernal Oilers? We don't want to say something dumb like, excuse me, and did you know this is home to your first place and soon to be back-to-back national champions, Vernal Oilers? It just doesn't work like that. And also, like I said earlier, and I said I would get back to this, in the USPHL, anybody can beat anybody. We saw with Bremerton and Lake Tahoe beating Seattle. I mean, who thought last year Vernal was going to lose to Potomac, and Vernal was so hot. Even they were beating Sherbrooke 7-3, 7-2, whatever the score was for that game. We shut out Fort Wayne, and it was looking really good. And then Potomac, Vernal's always had trouble with them. They lost to Potomac. And that almost ended our playoff run. Losses are going to happen, and we try to look at games at other standpoints, and that's why we all, in our own words, said Vernal would at least drop one game, and they didn't. That's good. I'm glad that Vernal didn't lose to Henderson, but that doesn't mean that there was still a chance that we could have. And I'm not afraid to say it. We could very easily lose to Fresno. I probably won't be the first to say it.
We'll talk about it more next week, but it's realistic that we go 3-3 against Fresno. Like I said before we all left the rink on Sunday, this is not just number 1 in the Pacific against number 1 in the Northwest. This is like number 1 national contender against number 2 national contender. Like, it's so high. Those are the stakes, over the next, the 6 games that we play them, and especially the 3 games where neither of us have lost. Because Fresno isn't losing again this week because they play Lake Tahoe. Unless Lake Tahoe over the weekend has just signed a ton of players and are suddenly a brand new different team. I mean, which you can do in the USPHL, so I guess it's entirely possible. But like, it just, last year felt so good going against Seattle because I was nervous before the first game. I was nervous. And that's what I want to be every week, is because I want to get emotionally invested into every game. Now, last year was special. There's no denying that. Last year was a completely special season. Everything fell right. It was amazing. No, last year got boring at games, but talking about the domination, that was fun. But to do that year over year over year over year, week after week, podcast after podcast, that's where it just gets boring, is just talking about that. So that's why we add segments like the MVP. We add segments like the weather look ahead. We're going to have a new segment next where we're doing a fit check on the boys and judging them, coming from the dude that wears the same FR work pants pretty much every day. Like, that's where the fun comes in. And I hope that comes across in the podcast as well. Again, none of us want Vernal to lose. That's not what we want. But again, the emotion on Sunday coming back and winning in overtime, the emotion for the boys, like, that's the games that you play for. That's the games in the backyard rink. That's the one that you're playing in 6U, where it's like, and Roth comes down and talking to yourself. Roth comes down the far side, cuts to the middle, shoots, scores, he wins in overtime. Like, that's what you dream of. You dream of, let's take it to baseball, an 18-inning World Series game that happened last night with a walk-off from Freddie Freeman. That's what he dreams about, are close games like that. The national championship was so good because we were down and then we took off, but those first goals to tie it, to take the lead, to tie it again, to take the lead for a second time, that's what I want. Mm-hmm. That's what I want.
In simple terms, facing adversity is more fun than when you're just kicking the shit out of someone.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. I just want the emotions. That's all it is, because I had so much fun on Sunday calling that game because of the emotions. So, does anyone have anything else to stay on that?
Think we're good?
No, I think the point's there. I think we made the point.
Again, okay. And if I hear anyone ever tell me again that, oh, you thought we were gonna lose, blah 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 blah, kiss my ass. Plain and simple, because that's not what I want. I don't want us to lose. I would love to look at a series and go, oh, we might actually lose. I have to step my game up with the crowd. I have to step everything up, to what it is. So that leads to the next point. This is number 4. This is going to be in relation to Friday's game. Why the way I am compared to people like Shane, who did the game on Friday, but you can't bash it. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just on spills this episode. This is just a tiny heart open episode. Last year coming into this, and I've mentioned this last year, my goal coming in was to make it the number 1 home ice atmosphere in the entire USPHL from the very beginning. In my head, it was, you have no choice but to love me because I'm going to make it that way. You have no choice but to enjoy the games because I'm going to make it that way. I'm going to personally insert myself, my voice, my music, my game atmosphere so far up into your ass that you have to love it because you can't get it out. And that's the mindset that I went in with it. Yes, the first game I was nervous, but after the first game, it was full cells ahead. I figured what worked, I figured what didn't work, and I ran with it. I take any criticism that anyone wants to give me. I take anything the boys want, and I try to put it in. The warm-up mix this year that's what the boys wanted, so I learned how to DJ and put songs together so that it sounded good, and the boys have loved it. That's my commitment. When it comes to someone coming in, again, big head, I'll take that. Say what you want, egotistical, whatever. you have to fill my shoes when it comes to the game. It's what it is. There's not too many people that have size 15 shoes to fill to even begin with, but the mark that I've left is hard to fill. So when you have issues like they did with the sound system, it wasn't turned up, there was something unplugged, whatever, you couldn't really hear the music, couldn't really hear him talk, that's not Shane's fault. It's not anyone's fault. That's what happens when you have 3 different leagues playing, plus adult league, plus practice, plus open skate. There's a ton of people messing with different settings because I want it to be an NHL atmosphere, so it's going to be louder than it is for a Raptors game or a Utes game or open skate. So my settings that I've tuned in, are different than everyone else's. That's why it works. So when someone comes in and it already is failing from the very beginning, on top of the nerves for calling your first game for a team that just won the national championship, for the most people that you're going to call a game to, it's what happens. It's what happens. And yes, it sucked to miss that game. It sucked to hear that not everyone was happy with how it went. Again, back to the ego. I appreciate all the messages. I loved, the mob. I love the life threats that I received, that if I ever missed a game, my life was truly in danger. And I truly believe it. So not missing any games, at least big games. I might miss a Colorado game because those suck, but you could go no announcing, no anything, and you're still going to beat Colorado. That doesn't matter. So as far as that goes forward, just don't bash Shane. Shane did the best he could with the circumstances that he had, and they weren't good. They weren't good. The sound system was failing, and he did the best that he could. He said he somewhat figured it out like halfway through the second period when he realized that people didn't want you talking professional. They just wanted you screaming into the mic. Yes, that seems to be kind of the case, and that's what I do. That's what I do, because like I said, I was going to force you to love me. You had no choice, and most of you do. So yeah, that's the spill on there. Anyone have anything else on that?
I do. So
go ahead.
I can't say I relate to this, but I know someone that can relate to kind of this topic. So the guy who does the PA announcing, like you do, Trevor, for the Hershey Cubs, his name's Denny. And sometimes...
Sounds like a lovely fella.
Yep, he's a great guy. He will sometimes fill in for, the Hershey Bears PA announcer, and he'll sometimes do the games. Now, for Shane, he was nervous about, 600, 500 people there. Well, for Denny, he has to go from about 100 to 200 people at a Cubs game to possibly 10,000 people at a Hershey Bears game, which can be incredibly tough. And I do remember people on Facebook complaining about Denny during the Bears game, and I commented and I said, how would you like if we put a microphone on you and you get to announce in front of 10,000 people? So, I think Shane did pretty good, from what I heard. He sounded fine. I did PA announcing for the Cubs one time during a preseason game. That was pretty nerve-wracking, even though there wasn't even that many people there.
Yeah, I couldn't even imagine being asked to go do, a Grizzly game, especially in their last year. Like, I don't know if I can imagine going up to Idaho Falls and doing a Spud Kings game, because that's 4,000 people sold out. Mm-hmm. No, those people are psychopaths.
Oh yeah.
I've seen the clips. Those people are downright crazy.
Or imagine doing a Mammoth game. Or a Jazz game.
I would never do Jazz because NBA basketball sucks. But
I agree.
Yeah. So just give Shane a break. It's not going to happen again for a very long time, if ever. And we move on. Again, I appreciate the kind words. I appreciate the, never leave me again. Everything that I got, people making sure I was okay. Yes, I was just fine. I went and made a bunch of money doing a terrible football game. But I made a ton of money. So, next fun thing that we're going to do, and something I'm going to try to do with this podcast this week is I'm going to try to upload it to YouTube. I'll put the links and everything when we do this, but I want the full video to be out going forward. I think that's a lot of fun. If I can put a full hour on Facebook, I will. I don't know if I can, but I'll see. If not, it'll be YouTube.
Live stream it then.
Live stream, there's too many.
And those disappear after 30 days anyway.
Yeah, and there's too many complications that could go with it. We're all on separate internets. It just, I don't know if it all comes to my computer and then goes off of my internet. If that was the case, would be fine, as I pay a lot of money for internet. But yeah, so we're going to record the video. We're going to put it out on YouTube because it records on here anyway. So we're going to try to record it and try to put it out. So if you want to watch it, go from there. So our next segment, and the reason why I bring this up is because there will be a presentation. This is our fit check for the boys. Again, judging is the three of us, which means nothing because I'm fat, out of shape, and wear the same clothes pretty much every day. And, I don't know what you guys do, but that's just me. So up first, this is Edvin Alperby. Nice little beige suit, no tie. The flow looks good. What everyone's thoughts? Caitlin, you're gonna kind of be our go-to as the single female in this podcast. So your thoughts mean a lot more than mine does, and way more than Gavin, because Gavin is still in high school. So if he even owns a suit,
I do.
No, I think it's well put together. Like the color's nice. It just looks nice. The color just
the beige
from head to toe just looks. It just match. It just matches.
I agree. I'm missing out on the shoes. I always like to look at shoes, see how the shoes work. The no tie. I'm all about the no tie. It's a great look. Up next, this is our goalie, Cole Cronstead. We do have a tie with this one. We've got the backpack. It's blue.
Is it black or blue? It is blue.
It's blue.
Okay.
Yep.
Blue for Vernal, baby.
Blue suit. The Louis Vuitton belt buckle, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, funny money splash. Funny money flash. I don't like that.
Yeah, he's got that. Next, one of my favorites, because one, I love this kid, but this is like your stereotypical European right here. This is Eric's Venex. You've got the parted hair down the middle. You've got the no tie, just black. The nice watch. Let's take a look at the watch.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Now, the brown. The only thing I'll say, the brown watch band is the only thing that throws this off. Yep.
Yeah.
It's the only thing that throws it off. But the sleeves underneath, your longer your longer button-up shirt under the jacket, solid look. Love it. Next, you got Micah. I love the layered look from Micah.
This looks lazy. This looks lazy.
No, blazer with the puffer and the gray shirts.
I think that's Micah's thing, and I think he's the only one that can pull it off, really.
This is a Colorado look. I'm from Colorado. My parents have a little money and can buy me a blazer over a puffer over a button-up shirt. I would love to do this. And I'm going to wear it
when I go play against the Fighting Elk.
I don't have money to do this, or else I would. I think that's a great look. Great look. The flow again looks good. Chopped up sides. I'm all about it. This one.
I'm a fan of plaid suits. I love a plaid suit.
Oh, I am all about this one. The matching tie, the glasses. I am all about this one. This is our resident pilot.
Let's take a look at that. Let's take a look at that bag he's got there.
This is the Vernal Oilers duffel. See Vernal Oilers there.
Oh, simple. Trevor, I think we could play a little bit of tic-tac-toe on that suit there. Maybe even on the top.
We might be able to. This look is one of my favorites. 100%. I love this look. Next, Jordan Dracosis. This
Simple,
one, I'm
basic.
not gonna lie, Jordan. This one kind of clashes.
Yeah, I would have gone
there's a
with
lot
like a
of different
darker
colors
shirt, like
there.
a black shirt.
Yeah, a lot of clashing. I will say, hold
That
on.
pin.
I love the pin. The pin is nice.
Yes.
Love the breast
okay.
cancer pin. He's the
Okay.
only one that I saw that was rocking a breast cancer pin, so that automatically I'll allow the jacket to go, but the blue with the brown with the black, that's a lot.
What else is he holding there, that white thing? Is that a Coors Light?
It
Right
looks
here?
like a water
No, it's
bottle.
a bottle of water.
Well,
Just a bottle of water.
what a good guess I had.
Yeah. Next, you got Brett Holman. Second person. Okay, so we do have another one. Not necessarily a breast cancer awareness pin, but he is rocking the pink tie.
Pink tie.
You've got
I
the
think
lanyard.
that's pretty clever from Holman.
Yeah, you got the lanyard, the gray suit. I love a gray suit. I love gray in general. This light gray, one of my favorite colors, with the pink tie. I think this is a win.
I like it.
100% a win. Next, this one screams, I'm Swedish.
Oh,
Samuel
yeah.
Hagnalov. He's got the coffee. He's got the pocket square.
Ooh.
He's got the pocket square. Tie not all the way done up. That's a thing.
Yep.
You've got the scar on the face, looking down, but the jacket
Is that
with
when
the
he got hit by the
breast
tuck?
pockets.
Is
in
that scar
practice,
from?
yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I think so. Yeah.
I wanna
it's
make-
crazy that most of the damage was inside his mouth. That's the only damage
yeah,
from the
that's what I
outside.
heard.
Everything else was inside. Yeah.
I've been waiting to make this comment, and I want to make it now just because it looks perfect. He looks like one of those guys from the 1950s, got a suit and tie on. He's ready to go to his local auditorium with a pipe and a fedora on to watch his local hockey team win in a 1-0 game with a bunch of fighting and penalty minutes.
I love that. I was thinking early, like 60s, 70s style suit with that too.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I'm all about it. All right. This is one of my favorites because buttons done up on the necktie. Just simple blue. Love a blue. Again, the flow is nice.
What do we
Took
think
some
he's
time.
listening
He's got
to?
the puff on.
What do we think he's listening there with his AirPod? Maybe some white girl music.
He's Czech, so I don't know. I don't know. This is
Who's to
Durek.
say that
This is
people
number 10.
from the Czech Republic can't listen to white girl music?
I mean, that's fair. That's fair. So, but not a bad look. Simple. Nothing crazy. Now this screams Willie Nylander hardcore. White undershirt, the jacket with the lines on the pockets, the line above the neck, the flow, Cervenka. That's solid.
Trevor, I don't know if you
like
can
that
see
one.
my screen,
Solid.
but I wanted to say he kind of looks like Dmitry Osipov here. Little bit with the face.
Hair's different, but okay.
Yeah, I think
Hair's a
he's
little
got
bit different.
the face is kind of the same, but
Yeah,
maybe that's
Cervenka,
the-
very, very good. Very good. Now this is one of my favorites because I am a man who loves a design on the shirt. Love that. This is Eric Hendricks, number 9. Black, you got the black tie, kind of alternating off the designer shirt, which you need to do. You can't just go plain tie on a designed shirt. You have to kind of bounce it back and forth. So I'm all about this. All about this. Flow's a little crazy.
But it works. It's
You
crazy,
talking
but it
about like a
works.
design like that, like this kind of design from the polo that I have here. It's got
Maybe a little
blue
bit.
with like white dots, kind of like what he's got there.
Just opposite. This is white with blue. So that's Hendricks. This one, you've got these 4 boys. Luke is a very simple man. He looks like he's returning home from his mission. That is 100% a missionary tie.
Returning home from
love,
war.
Love the missionary tie. No, it's from a mission. You're not from Utah.
Yeah.
You don't understand that. Holding the skates.
Oh yeah.
Holding the skates.
Mormon
That's
stuff.
a flex. No tie back here, no tie here with the headphones. Love that. The backpack, the Adidas backpack there. The gray backpack with all the black. I'm all about that. Tids wearing another designed shirt underneath the green suit. I'm all about that.
I do like the green.
Flo.
I do like that green.
Flo looks good on everyone. I mean, that's good. Next one, you got Benny holding a goalie stick. Also big. Not sure what Greenwood's doing here. There's a lot in the arms, Greenwood. I like the suit color. A lot going on in the arms.
You think he dropped all that stuff after this picture was taken?
The second he got in the locker room, it was all dropped in front of his locker, I guarantee. I like the new era beanie from Benny. Like that.
Ooh.
Flashing some.
Take a look at that.
Flashing some good
that
style
cyan
there.
truck in the back, though. Nobody wants to comment on that.
No, we won't. How about the tie? The tie on the knot. Very thick. Very thick. I love that. Love that. Another plaid suit with Bauman. Basic blue suit for Kamitov there. Not sure what's in the Walmart sack, though. That's interesting.
Probably some chicken nuggets for a post-game meal.
The belt does not clash, so I'm all about that.
Yep.
Can't really find a blue belt. Maybe a brown belt. Light brown belt would have gone a little bit better there for Diddy. But very, very good.
You said you would have called that.
Here is the winners.
Logan Powell.
Turtleneck with burgundy. And then Hence looks like he's getting ready, like he just hopped off a Beatles tour bus from the 60s.
Yep.
The hair, the suit, the open neck. Yeah. That's the winning combo right there. The burgundy looks like Ron Burgundy would in Anchorman. That is 100%. I'm pretty sure I saw Ron Burgundy wear this exact thing in Anchorman. But that's it. That's all we have for the fit check. So hopefully everyone enjoyed that.
That was fun.
I thought that was a lot of fun. That was fun.
Trevor was probably getting a little annoyed with my stupid comments.
No, not at all. I love the comments. Love the comments. Before we get to our recap of the weekend, we do have a new sponsor that's going to be around for a couple of episodes. Super excited to have them. You can find them on game days outside of the rink. And like I said from the very beginning, the very first time when I was one of their first 4 customers, that Rayham Burgers and Barbecue is easily the best barbecue that you can get here in Vernal, without questions. Absolutely. Let's go back to this because we are on our we are here. So we're going to come to Instagram. Take a look at this mac and cheese.
That looks really good.
The thick noodles. You've got the barbecue pork, the smoked pork on top, some little green onion scallions, sour cream. I get mine without sour cream because I don't like sour cream. But the best part, the game changer in all of this, is the bacon. It's super crispy. It's got just a little bit of sweetness, and it's absolutely phenomenal. So, want to thank Rayham for hopping on. Again, you can see there's one of the first 4 customers. Great four customers. Great 4 looking dudes right there. But yeah, just want to thank those guys. It's Braden Searle, him and his wife that run it. Super awesome guys. Just got their trailer completely rewrapped. On top of the mac and cheese, they do have burgers. They've got a pulled pork sandwich that you can get just the mac and cheese as a side on. So go eat there while you're there. Go get them pregame. You've got someone inside. Go eat them during the game, but make sure 100% to stop by, visit these guys, let them know that we sent you because they absolutely deserve all of the love from the podcast faith. So, all right, let's talk about this weekend. You guys watched a lot of Friday. I was doing it on my phone while I was driving, so I did the best that I could. I saw us go down. I saw Powers score 2 pretty quick to get us back into it. And then I was kind of out for the next little while, but it was a 4-1 game. So let's get everyone's thoughts on Friday.
I won't lie. I kind of don't remember Friday, but I mean, a 4-1 game, pretty good. Pretty good game.
Yeah, you had 1-1 after 1. Barncord, who had a pretty decent series for Henderson, scored 3 minutes in. Powers tied it up 10 minutes later, and then he scored the second goal, so the game-winning goal. Woody had I did see the Woody goal. He had a very, just cheeky goal, just kind of drove in with it, threw it at the net. It went behind the goalie and in. And then Jimenez had an empty net goal that everyone really went crazy for. So the big thing that happened on Friday and Saturday is that Fushku had some amazing games.
Yeah.
Between the 2 games, he raised his save percentage up by 42 save percentage points between the 2 games. In the third period alone against Henderson on Friday, he took 24 shots. The only time he had taken that many shots in a game was against McCall that first night on Friday. Other than that, he has faced less than 24 shots. He took that many in the third period alone while they were trying to make their comeback. So a total of 47 shots on Friday. But yeah, 4-1 win. Good win. Kind of what I thought after that game. We talked about their transition game, and that's kind of how they were really good. I felt like we did a good job of basically taking their game and shoving it back up in their faces, because we played a lot of quick transitions. Everything that we got was quick transitions. So, Gavin, you have anything from Friday?
Not really. Just it was Henderson that scored that first goal, and I was like, well, okay, not, that was a little bit to be expected. We saw it with Seattle last year, and the boys didn't let up. I think it was a great game all around.
Yeah, I agree. Saturday we were in different jerseys for the first time at home. We were in our blue jerseys instead of our orange jerseys. Powers was not in his standard number 28. He was wearing the number 13. So that was a little bit weird to get used to.
Does
2 goals in the
that,
first.
Affect his stats at all?
If you're not an idiot and don't go by what the USPHL has currently on their website, yes.
Okay.
Yes, it would. If you go off my sheet that I have for broadcasting, where I update it every day based off of what I've seen, no, it does not affect. But okay. I will say that their stats are always one above. So if it says Bauman has 12 goals, he actually has 11. I don't know where it counts that extra one from, but it's every person. So Tidsbury had an assist on Saturday for that Bauman goal. It said he had 11 assists. He only had 10. So I don't know. But another 2-goal game from Powers. So 4 goals in 2 games. Ramhead had a power play goal. So in reality, we, as you know, here at the Rig Podcast, we do not count power play goals as actual goals against the goalie. So Fuchku only gave up 1 goal in the 2 games that he played, took 28 shots on goal. We also had 28 shots on goal. Power play numbers were better Saturday for both teams. On Friday, no one scored on the power play. The one thing that I loved about what we did against Henderson is that we did not allow them to stay in their zone, to set up an offense, to set up a power play. Nothing. Nothing. It was complete domination of the puck, either in the neutral zone or our zone, for probably 89% of the game. Other than that, Henderson just couldn't get in. There was no transition. Even their shots were easy ones. I can't think of anything crazy where the puck was loose in front of the net and there was a shot for a goal. It was just very, very clean game. And that game cemented us for doing a Cozy Minky Weekend MVP. And then let's get to Sunday's game, because Sunday's game was easily the highlight of the entire weekend, if not the highlight of the season so far. It was 2-1 after the first period, almost 2-0 because Brett Holman scored with 3 seconds left in the first period. We saw Kronstedt in net this time. He was in net for this game. Nothing for the first 3 quarters of the period. Zooks, the 6'7" monster of a human being, got a goal. Riku Perme, who we told to watch out for, his only points came on Sunday with 2 goals, almost had a third in overtime. We can talk about that. But 2-1 after the first, and then it was 4-1 very quickly into the second period. It seemed very it was dead. It was very dead. There was a 5-minute major. We're not going to get into what that 5-minute major was, but there's a 5-minute major that was given out. If going into the season, you're told the rules. If you break those rules that are specifically told to you, you deserve whatever happens to you.
I genuinely don't know what the 5-minute major was.
I can text you after.
All right, you can do that.
It is, it's just something. If you however you feel, if you know about it, however you feel about it, if it is a rule and you break it, you deserve whatever happens to you.
I'll do some research right now. We'll see.
So yeah, 4-1 after, early in the second period. Tidsbury gets a goal, Bauman gets a goal, so we go into the third with it being a 4-3 game. Then we come out just
blazing,
buzzing. Oh yeah. The third period was a completely different game. Kmitov gets a beautiful goal. Just puck moving around. He's in front of the net. We were behind the net, out in front, pass. Kmitov's there to put it away. Great goal. Phenomenal goal. We did have a guy from Grand Junction for the 3 games, Gabe Iravella. He got the what was going to be the go-ahead goal. Literally, I was announcing, like I had just started into my Oilers goal, and then he scored as soon as I said goal. So that's how quick that was. 31 seconds later. So we take the lead. It's now 5-4. 30 seconds later. And then we go to, like, literally right after that, a minute 10 later, we go to that, and Hicks scores. So now it's a tied game. So now we're 5-5. Play that way for the entire third period until the end when we go into overtime. We hit overtime, a 3-on-3 overtime. We controlled the puck for most of it. It was awesome. We definitely had a majority of the possession. Greenwood almost lost us the game. He admitted to us that he almost lost the game. His exact words were, "Tiny, I almost fucked that." Yes, you did. It was a terrible pass. The one person you didn't want to get it in overtime on a one-on-one situation was Permy, and he had it. He shot it. Kronstedt made the save. Puck came out. The shot went over the net. Greenwood picked it up. Now on the broadcaster, on the clip that I posted, you can hear me go, now we have numbers coming the other way. Greenwood passes it up to, and I stutter for quite a long time because everyone on the ice had switched except for Roth. Roth had been on the ice for a long time because the last time that Henderson was coming into their O zone, it was like a 2-on-1. Roth was coming in on the back check, slid, broke up the pass, and I thought after that is when he started to get off the ice. He did not. So when the puck goes from Greenwood to Roth, I didn't know who that was, so it took me a second to get his number to call him Roth, and then cut across the middle, put a shot on net. He's relatively known to only put every 4th shot on net. for some reason, it's every fourth shot he puts on net. That one just happens to go on net. The goalie misses it. I mean, in all reality, he misses it because it was not a good shot. It was a very weak shot, just went up over top of the goalie, and the rest was history. So, I mean, it's your guys' turn to talk. So feel free to talk about your experience on Sunday.
Caitlin, you were at the game, so go ahead.
Okay, I'll go. I was like, I don't know. We tied it up, went into overtime. I immediately, I'm shaking. I gotta get up. Plus, I had to go to the bathroom, and I had to fight the crowds to get down. And there was no way in hell I was getting back up those stands because I was shaking so bad. So I went to the bathroom. I come out, and I'm pacing. I'm pacing back and forth behind the goalie. And then I saw Roth make the goal, and then I felt like afterwards I could run 20 miles. But that's how I felt.
I guess.
Okay, Gavin, you first.
I'm next. I probably had the most interesting experience with Sunday's game out of anybody that was at the game or watched the game on Black Bear. I was in traffic because the Philadelphia Eagles just finished their game and we were going home and it was bad. And so I was bored and I literally said out loud, "Oh crap, the Vernal Oilers are on," and I forgot because the 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock start time or whatever, it screwed with me.
Yep, your time.
And I had a game literally as the Vernal game began. So I joined with a minute and 23 seconds left in the second period. I'm like, oh, 4-3 Henderson. I was not aware that we were down 4-1 at one point. I joined when it was 4-3. And then Vernal scored. They tied it. I missed it coming back. And then I saw the other goal. And I wasn't paying attention. I was looking at the road and looking at traffic. And then I heard Tiny say, "Well, I was celebrating," or whatever you said. I was like,
"Oh, yeah. No,
yeah.
100%. I had just finished my announcement for the goal for Iravella, and they scored literally right after I finished that. And it was all the momentum was now back to being gone and back on. I wouldn't even say it went to Henderson's side. It was just a neutral, momentum at that point.
But yeah, and I was like, oh, okay, we have ourselves a game. Well, we've been having a game, but we got ourselves a game now. And then with 5 minutes left, I said out loud, "We're practically in overtime now. Whoever scores, that could be it." But went to overtime, ended up going to Dunkin' Donuts, and standing there, and I'm watching overtime, waiting in line because this is a PA Turnpike, one of those buildings that has a Burger King, and I don't know, whatever, it doesn't matter. But anyway, I'm standing there and I'm watching, and I'm not paying it. I look up, I look down, and I hear Trevor say, "And we have numbers coming the other way." And then I look back up, and then I look down, and then I see Roth, right?
Roth, yep.
Yep. Shot the puck, put it in, and then me not knowing that Trevor was going to scream, I had my volume up, and he goes, "Scores!" And I'm like, oh my God. And now, I didn't get my drink, but what made up for that was a Vernal Oilers overtime winner. So it was a good day nonetheless.
If you want real quick, let me get there. No, that's not what I want. We'll just go to Facebook. Here. Okay, so we're gonna put this up real quick. Not, huh? So hold on just a second. I gotta switch something around. I'm gonna move this over here for just a second. Now you guys should be able to hear it. So this is the call of the winner. Everyone can see that?
Yep.
Okay. Here we go.
From Greenwood. Not the guy you want to see. Good save there from Kronstedt. Puck back out over top of the net. Now you've got numbers coming back the other way. Greenwood. Pass up to Ross. Ross to the center of the ice. Shot, score! Cam Roth, the overtime winner! The Oilers get the sweep, and we go home still undefeated.
Oh, my goodness.
Holy cow, Roth, the overtime winner.
So there you go. That is
Get this man on an NHL broadcast right now.
Not only I feel like I broke the left speaker in my headset because I could hear it crack. So it was a lot louder in my ear than it was even on the broadcast. The broadcast did a very good job of turning down the compressor.
You sounded kind of like Dave Mishkin, who is the Tampa Bay Lightning radio play-by-play announcer. He kind of screams for every goal, kind of like how you screamed for that Roth goal.
Well, the other one that I was really big for was the Komitov goal. That one was good. If you guys want to talk for a second, I'll see if I can find that one. But the Komitov goal was another good one. So you guys talk. Let me see if I can find it.
Caitlin, maybe you can explain the Komitov goal. Was it the one that was? Well, what was the score when he scored?
Well, that tied it up.
Wasn't it 3-1? Oh, it tied it up.
Yeah, no, that's the one that tied it up.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
Like I
said,
that
I
one.
don't
remember much of Friday's game.
No, this was on Sunday. Komitov tied it up on Sunday.
You're right. Too many days.
I guess to fill in more of the
okay. I actually found it fairly quickly.
That's to fill in more of the silence, we were sad to hear that Greg Meeks was under the weather, but Trevor, I think, did a great job with the play-by-play.
I appreciate it. Okay, I'm going to move this back over. Turn this up.
Down and around, picked up there by Permy. Permy out in front. Good tie up there by Brody Wood. Brody Wood now gets it. Comes up to the red line, tips it in. Lundell gets it out, but not quite in front of Wood, who's able to turn that in. Now the puck's way down in the corner.
Good forecheck by Wood there.
Komitov picks it up. Backhand score! Dimash Komitov, and we've got a tied game here in Vernal, Utah. That all starts on a great forecheck up top from Henson with a battle. Komitov able to get that out, home and back around. Komitov picks it up, and we've got a tie game. Dimash Komitov, the hero so far tonight.
Tonight being today, because for whatever reason I could not comprehend that this game started at 1 p.m. So
yeah, my mom was kind of commenting on that. Shout out my mom.
I mean, technically for you, it was nighttime where you were at.
So. No, it was day. The sun was shining bright.
Super nighttime in Sweden, where Hagnalov and Alperby's parents are watching.
Well, forget technical, then yeah.
I'm in Czech and Slovakia and Hungary. So not wrong, but not right. So, but those were the two goals. That was a lot of fun. But that was Sunday's game, which leads us to our favorite, one of our favorite segments here. We do have a new vote, so we'll get to that. But before we get to the Cozy Minky Weekend MVP, we just got to thank another new sponsor. This is L&P Detailing. Get ready to shine on and off the ice. L&P Detailing is proud to sponsor the Vernal Oilers. For all your automotive detailing needs, trust the experts at L&P Detailing to keep your ride looking its best. You can find those guys on Facebook, the letter L, and sign, the letter P, Detailing on Facebook for to get in contact, to get it scheduled. They will come to you with the detailing, which is super nice. So beyond that, the other new thing that we have, and I think this is what I'm going to be doing going forward, we're going to have a different jingle every single episode. There is one person in particular that is going to love this jingle. I can already see his laugh when it plays, and when the vocals hit, it's going to be silent, and it's going to be with his head back. So this was made after it was made for one specific person, and I decided to keep it. So it is time for the Cozy Minky /Subway Weekend MVP.
Cozy Minky Co, feel the warmth, wrap yourself up tight. Locally made, feels soft and just right. Slug up, folks, it's an Oilers hockey night. What's a Cozy Minky weekend MVP? Cozy Minky weekend MVP.
All right, like I said, that is for one person and one person only. And as soon as they hear that, that one person is going to call me on the phone probably tomorrow and is going to be in tears from laughing so hard. So shout out to that one person. You know who you are, but that is going to be epic. So the Cozy Minky Weekend MVP, of course, brought to you by the lovely folks at Cozy Minky Co. Caitlin, give us the straight facts.
Oh, about the blanket. Sorry, I blinked.
About
Yes,
the blankets,
softest blankets, warmest blankets, emotional support blankets.
There you go. That's all you need to know. Just want to thank Lacey and everyone at Cozy Minky Co. You can find them on Facebook, or if you want to go to their store, I think you can. It's on the backside as you're heading into Naples, just on the right-hand side, just past the 500 West light. South.
It's
Yes,
south.
south. Yes, 500 South light on your way out to Naples. So, also sponsored by Subway in Roosevelt. I know you guys saw, but if you haven't seen, again, on the Facebook page and on the Instagram, the Rig Pod page, they have put us up in the lobby as proud sponsors of the Rig podcast and the Weekend MVP with little pictures of each Weekend MVP. It says Subway or the Main Street Subway, Roosevelt, Utah, proud sponsor of the Rig podcast MVPs. And they've got pictures of Cervenka, Tidsbury. It was a picture of Peyton Hacking / McPhee, but I've been told that that's been fixed, and then Bauman. So I will tell you right now that none of these people are winning the MVP this week. Tidsbury had a great series. McPhee didn't play. Bauman had a pretty good series, but we will get to the voting. And in my mind, there's really only one answer. So let's start the voting. Gavin, I don't think you voted first yet, so I'm going to allow you the first vote for this weekend's 3-game sweep of the Henderson Force, the Cozy Minky Weekend MVP.
Well, this player, he is kind of young. Had a pretty good weekend. 2 goals. We know he had a goal in the 3rd game. He's 6 foot from Nampa, Idaho. I'm going with Brett Holman.
Brett Holman.
A little bit of a wild card pick.
That is a wild card pick. That is a wild card pick. I like it. I will say some of the best Brett Holman pictures that I've seen come from one of the new photographers. She's amazing.
I saw, if we're thinking of the same one, it's him like yelling because he scored. Amazing.
Like
Yes.
doing a Sally, yeah.
Yep.
It is AD, so to her initials, .expressions on Instagram. In her bio, She's got a link tree to all of her websites, and they have the Google Drive photos of everything. But without a question, one of the best shots that I've ever seen. It was phenomenal. So shout out to you, Annie, for taking those phenomenal pictures, and shout out to Brett Holman for the vote from Gavin. Caitlin, you are up.
Okay, I'm gonna give the little meeklets we talked about to a couple.
Yes, love it.
Okay, the first one will go to Brett Holman, because when he scored his goal, you could feel and see all that emotion that he had in that goal. Loved it.
Agreed.
The second one, I'm gonna give the meeklet to Brody Wood, because when we had him on here a couple episodes back, he said he wasn't afraid to do what he needs to do, and he was an absolute menace all weekend long. Loved it. Okay, here's my vote. And if the league can do anything right this week, it is this. Picking our goalie from Friday and Saturday. I can't say his name, but number 76 has my vote.
That would be Bense Verish Fuchsku.
Thank you.
Okay, so after the game Sunday, I was invited to Coach's house for a little bit of a fire get-together, plus to be given my national championship ring. So I asked everyone, because everyone was there, how's Dom and Amy was there. Without question, it was 3 of the easiest votes that they've ever given based off of just, what had happened the first 2 games to even clinch this series. They did want to give a meeklet out to Powers, so Powers with a meeklet from each of them, but they both went Fuchsku as well. Amy, who usually sends a little bit of a text message with hers was Fuchsku. I said, do you know who you're voting for? She said Fuchsku. So he's automatically going to win there. But let's get to my final vote, because my final vote, stopping, well, you know what? Let's do my minklets. I'm going to give a minklet to Henson for beating the living shit out of that kid for breaking his stick before the face-off. That was phenomenal. I told him after the game, I was like, it was full on Step Brothers when he says, and he had a look in his eyes, and it was a crazy look in his eyes, and I swear he said, let's get it on. Henson didn't say let's get it on. He just shoved his fist right into this dude's face. So minklet to Henson. I also like a minklet to Wood, because after that on Saturday, Wood was doing really good jobs about getting in the people's heads, but then turning around and actually drew a penalty after the whistle. So minklet out to Wood. Of course, the biggest minklet of the weekend has to be Cam Roth for scoring the overtime goal. I know you guys just all overlooked that. There's a lot going on. But Cam Roth gets the biggest minklet for winning the game on Sunday in the overtime goal. And if my vote, who stopped 73 out of 75 total shots this weekend, did not do exactly what he did, he would have been easily, possibly a nominee for the weekend MVP. But your Cozy Minky weekend MVP that will be getting a $20 gift card to Subway and is in the running for a gift card to Mr. S as part of the first half winner is number 76, the Hungarian Bense Verish. Fuchsku, of course, undefeated on the year so far. Like I said, save percentage went up like 43 points over those 2 games. Was just lights out in net. Deserves all the credit for only allowing 2 goals against, a top scoring team, especially in that third period on Friday. Like I said, 24 shots in that period alone, when in all season he'd only faced that in a game once. So, Fushku number 76, congrats on your first, and I'm sure probably will not be your only, Cozy Minky Weekend MVP. All right. I'm going to give each of you 4 seconds to sell this game that this is this weekend. It is now not on Saturday, by the way, at 7 p.m. It has now been moved to Sunday at 2 p.m. So we have a Sunday matinee game again against Colorado in Craig. Gavin, go ahead and sell us this game as to why we should watch it in 5 seconds. Ready, set, go.
The boys are going to win, and we love Vernal Oilers wins.
Okay, 5 seconds. Great. Caitlin, your turn. 5 seconds.
You should watch it because if you're a true fan, you would.
Okay.
Oh, I like that.
Enough,
I like that.
It's a good enough thing for me. My 5 seconds. Colorado's terrible on the power play, 14.7%. They're terrible on the PK, 56%. So any penalties they draw is going to be really, really bad for them. Any penalties we draw, we're just going to win. They did sign a couple of different people this year or this week. Don't know if they're going to play. Don't know who they are. Don't really care. But yeah, it should be another probably 12-1 game. I'm calling it. All right. Now's our weather look ahead. This week is going to be brought to you by the Marriott Properties in Vernal. Of course, 2 of the best rated hotels here in not only Vernal, but the Basin. Just here as you come into town off the same light, just on the opposite sides of town, which would be 500 South, we discovered. Can't miss them. We are already in contact with them about some Vegas watch parties for sure. Probably Ontario, and 100% sure Seattle. Will be a couple of watch parties. So thank you to Paul, April, and Barbara, who are the main contacts there. Again, if you haven't used the codes, I do have them available. Message me, message the podcast page, me or Caitlin have them, can get them to you very quickly. So go ahead and do that. We'll get those over to you. This is another new song that we have because this is Caitlin's segment. Like I said a couple weeks ago, she came to me in the summer and just begged to have her own segment. She said, Trevor, I don't talk enough. I need to talk more. You know about hockey, but you know what I know about? I know about fucking weather. Her exact words. Exact words. I know about the weather. So I need to do a weather segment. So we have changed the weather look ahead song to something a little bit more appropriate for our girl Caitlin.
Look ahead. You might end up dead if you don't listen to what Caitlin says. Ditch got launched by a moose, so you better listen to this week's weather look ahead.
Thank you to Cranberries, Taylor Swift, and Paramore, which I all heard individual parts in that song for that rendition of our weather look ahead song. So I'm going to turn it over to Caitlin for this weekend's weather. Hit us with it.
Sure. I don't really care about this weather forecast. 2 reasons. 1, Colorado. 2, I'm going to be on the East Coast heading to the Caribbean. Don't care about the weather.
Jesus.
But it's going to be
okay.
36 degrees, and so, but there's no rain, so I don't know. Maybe don't play because there's no rain.
Don't.
Oh, just kidding.
You
No
know
rain.
his mic's gonna break.
A lot of times. Yeah, 36 degrees, no rain. It's this weekend, no one cares. So that's where we're at. Final thoughts. We'll get through them quickly. It was amazing to see the boys from Grand Junction on Saturday.
Yep.
They got to do the they were supposed to do the opening puck drop, but I don't know if we didn't have a puck or whatever, but good to see them. It was all of them from Grand Junction. So so Mikey, Gavin, Casper, Sammy, Schwartz,
Alenko.
and Ronnie. Yep. And if I don't put Ronnie last, he will have a fit. That's why he was the last person I read, because he wants the attention. So It was great seeing those guys on Saturday. I was super happy. I've got to figure out a way to get to a game, whether that's in Rock Springs or Grand Junction, but I will. If we have to do a whole caravan down for one game, I'm all about it. So let's get your final thoughts. Hit it.
I don't know. I mean, I leave Thursday, be gone a week, so I won't be here next week to record with you guys. Not that there'll be much to talk about. And then I come back and hit it off with the Fresno
That's a
series.
lie. There's going to be a ton to talk about because we are looking at Fresno. So,
I have to look ahead too.
Yeah, next week is going to be an all hockey podcast because it is me and Gavin. So be prepared for a lot of just male masculinity just through the mics. Gavin, your final thoughts.
Okay. I guess to kind of piggyback off of what you said, Trevor, was really good seeing the boys sitting in my hotel room. I was like, oh, look at that. Some of the guys from last year came back, and they even have the hardware with them, so that was good to see. I start my first... Well, as we are recording this, it is 12:18 in the morning, which means I officially have my first high school hockey game of the season today. And then this weekend, I play out...
Commitment. You hear that, everyone? Commitment.
Yep, and then this weekend I have a game out in Philly, and then I have two on Sunday in Frederick, Maryland.
Sick. All right, and we did find out what that was to watch those on Black Bear. So it was what exactly? You told me last weekend and I forgot.
So you have to look up PBK. P as in Peyton Hacking, B as in Brody Wood, and K as in Christoph Socha, or however.
I like that.
Yep.
I like it a lot.
And you have to also put in
like
16 double A with A as in Edvin, last name Alperby.
Okay. So there you go. BKP 16 UAA, right?
Yep, and then you should be able to find it.
Okay. Well, there you go. If you have nothing going on Friday or Saturday, specifically Saturday, it sounds like, go ahead and search that. Watch Gavin, support
Well,
Gavin.
Friday there'll be nothing for me.
Hockey
As
stuff.
it's Wednesday, there will be something. I don't know if that will be on Black Bear, my high school game. I mean, maybe not. I have no idea.
It depends on the rink. All back east depends on the rink. But
Yep.
that'll do it. I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast this week. Beyond following on Facebook and Instagram, the one thing that can really help us kind of move up locally in the charts as far as what people are seeing on their feeds is by rating and reviewing the podcast, whether that's on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Drop whatever you want in the comment section. I don't care if it's a 5-star and you say Tiny sucks. I really don't care. But that 5-star review is going to help us move up. So rate, review, subscribe, and that will just automatically download the podcast onto your phone so you don't have to do it when we drop it. So I appreciate you guys. Love you guys. We will catch you next week for a big look ahead of the Fresno game. Appreciate you once again. Signing off, I'm Trevor Tiny Richards. This is Caitlin Rodriguez, and that is Gavin Schott. Bye.